football, family, food, 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 and more food. You may take in more than 4,500 calories and 220 grams of fat on this holiday. That's not even counting breakfast or the late night snacking that we love so much, and leftovers. I talk about keeping these pounds off this holiday season with health coach, nutritionist, and personal trainer Justine SanFilippo.
I think the most important thing is to keep your healthy habits throughout the holiday season and not just give up just because the holidays are here. I know for one that I'm currently visiting my parents, and so every morning I'll continue with my morning walk to always, maintain those healthy habits. So that's probably the most important thing.
Most important thing is somehow get a workout in.
Yes, because we want to burn off the extra calories that we may possibly be consuming later. If you have a small slice of pie on Thanksgiving or a little extra turkey or whatever it may be, burning calories is definitely important.
There are a lot of football games, a lot of chances to be sitting around on the couch and chatting, and your fingers kind of, are reaching for something in a bowl. It could be potato chips, but it could be something much better for you than that.
Watching football, it's a normal thing to want to snack. So let's just understand that people do want to snack when they're watching football, and I totally get that. So it is advisable to have something a little bit healthier. So maybe not have the chicken wings and the little pizza pockets, but rather you can have a veggie tray, you can have a fruit platter, you can even have little mini sandwiches like turkey sandwiches, some plain popcorn, even just some corn chips, like some tortilla chips with some guacamole and some salsa is a better choice than potato chips.
You also say we should drink lots of water.
I think most people in general don't drink enough water, and sometimes hunger can be disguised as thirst. But actually, especially in a Thanksgiving meal, there's so much extra sodium hidden in so many places that it's no wonder that if a person happens to step on the scale after Thanksgiving, which I never recommend, it can be up by many, many pounds. And that's just really water weight and water retention. So to reduce that, you actually need to drink water to lose the water weight.
Unfortunately, we don't have nearly as much water sitting around at the holidays as we do various bottles of wine and beer and cocktails. And you say you really need to watch that too.
Alcohol is just empty calories. And yes, I do love my wine, but I do keep it in moderation, 1 to 2 glasses at the most, and then I'll drink water in between or afterwards. Or actually, a little neat trick is that if a person did perhaps overindulge on the alcoholic beverages is to actually drink coconut water, because it will hydrate the body even faster and actually add in the electrolytes that are lost while drinking alcohol, mainly potassium. So it has about 6 times more potassium than just one banana.
Do you like eggnog?
Oh, I love it, but I
Yep.
can't drink more than a couple sips of it. It's one of those things we all grow up with, but as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit wiser, because 1 cup can have almost 400 calories and 60 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to about 15 teaspoons of white sugar. So now when I look at the eggnog, I'm like, how much is this actually worth it? And usually just a sip or two satisfies the craving, and then I'm good. I think paying attention to portions is important, and I understand we all have our holiday traditions, so if you crave something, have a little taste of it. For example, you just don't want to be to the point where you're overly stuffed during the Thanksgiving meal, but just keep healthy portions in mind. So a normal portion of turkey, like a 3-4 ounce portion of turkey, is about the size of the palm of your hand. So a reasonable portion of mashed potatoes, is about the size of your fist or smaller, which is equivalent to 1 cup. So have a little bit of your favorites, but just keep it to where it's just a few bites and not 2 or 3 servings.
Different families have different traditions. Some people will eat at noon. Some people will eat, maybe 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then there are those who like to have it around dinner time. You recommend eating as early as you can.
My family's always eaten pretty early, anywhere between 1 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, partly because my parents wake up at the crack of dawn to put the turkey in the oven, and it's been cooking for several hours. But also, if you eat earlier in the day, the tryptophan will kick in right after you have your turkey. So that's the hormone that makes us feel a little bit sleepy afterwards. Totally normal. But then once that wears off, you'll feel more alive. Your food will have more time to digest versus if you have it at nighttime and then you're going straight to bed with all that food just sitting on your stomach. And then, if you do eat earlier, you have the opportunity to maybe do a little early evening walk, as long as it's not snowing outside, and then you can burn off some of the extra calories that you consume during dinner.
Now, see, I thought you were going to say that gives you the opportunity to make a turkey sandwich late in the day, but I guess that's not where you were going with that.
Well, you could, and that's the thing. We have this huge meal. Like, if you do eat in the afternoon, sometimes you'll have a huge meal, and then you'll find yourself sort of rummaging through the fridge in the evening, and then that's fine. But again, just keep it light because you're about to go to sleep.
You actually recommend we freeze the leftovers. That way, you're not like, oh my gosh, I've got to eat all this before it goes bad, and suddenly you're, packing on the pounds.
You can have so many leftovers. It depends how many people come over for your family. In my family, we have 5, and sometimes we cook for about 12. If that's the case, then utilize the refrigerator and the freezer. Because, yes, you can have turkey sandwiches for, like, the next week. You could add turkey to soup. You can have leftover mashed potatoes. You don't have to eat it all in one setting, which I think a lot of people do because they don't want it to go bad. So by putting it in the freezer, it lasts a long time. I've even made a pie before, a pumpkin pie, that seriously lasted an entire year in the freezer because I just made extra. And then the next year, it tasted perfectly fine. So
that's great. A year-old pie.
Yeah, and it tasted fresh because it was when I made it.